I did not want to do this, but Sakurai himself has forced me to make this YouTube video by announcing a Kirby Air Riders Direct that's happening in less than 24 hours. Kirby games in the past all have details you can easily miss if you aren't paying attention, like how the theme park in Kirby in the Forgotten Land seems to be HAL Laboratory themed, with its mascots being egg dogs, a nod to their logo, along with the bonus appearance of UFOs, a HAL Labs staple. Or how in Kirby's Adventure for the NES, Kirby not only turns a slightly different color when you gain a copy ability, but if you look very closely, he gets a little pudgier too. That's what worries me. Because that small detail was pointed out by Sakurai himself in one of his YouTube videos. If he's willing to get that detailed in a 3-minute long YouTube video, there's a non-zero chance he spoils a discovery I made in the original Kirby Air Ride during a full-blown 45-minute long Kirby Air Riders Nintendo Direct. So let me spoil it myself. You see, while researching a much bigger project where I am required to play through every Kirby game for lore research, follow me if you want to see that by the way, it has become abundantly clear many, but not all, of Kirby's villains are extensions of his original bad guys' designs. I don't necessarily mean there's like a direct lore connection between these characters, so don't misunderstand me and come after me. But there's almost always a Wispy Woods. There's almost always an eyeball monster. There's almost always a King DDD. There's almost always a hands guy. There's sometimes even a Kirby. These are all really important to remember because I don't think it's unreasonable to say the original Kirby Air Ride was not a fully fleshed out game. Sakurai covered this in one of his YouTube videos, where he said development of the original Kirby Air Ride wasn't going so hot, and then he had to step in and finish the game in only 3.5 months. That's wild. He said the assets made in the year before were mostly there, but that there really wasn't a game. So can we learn something from the existing assets about the before times that are still in the game itself? I think so. The reason I brought up bosses was because Kirby Air Ride doesn't really have a main boss. It doesn't really have a plot. I mean, you could argue, like, it's a side game, it doesn't really need all that. But the thing is, other Kirby side games absolutely have bosses and plots, even if they're simple ones. Which brings me to my discovery. Back in 2023, while replaying the original Kirby Air Ride for research, I found this.
Ooh. What is this three-eyed thing? Bro, what's the scary three-eyed thing? Face? I think it's Kracko? I don't think it's Kracko. Cool, this is fun.
Ancient scribbles on a wall, found in the Sky Sands racetrack. A blink and you'll miss it texture. What does it look like to you? Looks like another eyeball monster to me. You could say it's a Kracko, which, yeah, I kind of agree. But Kracko is also in the original Kirby Air Ride already. And this guy has 3 eyes. 3 eyes and spindly arms. Shows up more than once, too.
Oh, here's that thing again.
3 times to my knowledge. And to add to the mystery, one of the drawings has a blob portally thing on it. I don't know what that is. These textures, to my knowledge, at least last time I checked 2 years ago, were not brought up in any Kirby wiki. They were not brought up in any Kirby lore video. These specific textures, outside of being ripped and uploaded to Spriter's resource, along with everything else in the game, have largely gone undiscovered by the greater Kirby community. The mystery doesn't stop there. In a later racing stage, Machine Passage, if you once again slow down and pay attention, at least, a little bit, you'll notice something else.
What the heck? Is this the three-eyed creature? Bro, what? Is there ongoing Kirby Air Ride lore? What the heck?
It's more alive and scarier 3-eyeballed monster specimens being contained in vats or big jars or something. Still, not your typical Kracko. Is this a dropped, ongoing Kirby Air Ride storyline between 2 separate levels? I mean, you could say this is nothing. Simply set dressing for no reason whatsoever. It could be 2 completely unrelated nothings. One being an ancient Kracko, which we learn exists in Robobot, and one just being a scary thing in the background just to be there. But Kracko didn't have spindly arms and 3 eyes. Robobot came out way after. There are other examples of background details being very intentional, like the Dinobird skeletons and eggs. And multiple bespoke instances of never before seen 3-eyeballed Kracko variants with no obvious purpose in 2 separate levels still makes me raise an eyebrow. I have a theory that Kirby Air Riders, the new one, is Sakurai wanting to go back and make the full Kirby Air Ride experience that the team wasn't able to finish the first time around. Not being a fleshed out game has always been one of the main criticisms you hear about the original. So I think that full experience will include a plot and a boss. You know, even if it's still relatively simple. I'm not saying the scary Krakow creature is guaranteed to be in the game, but it is weird. And if there's any signs of intent to have a bigger bad left over in the original game, I think this might be it. Regardless, it is a discovery worth pointing out because it has gone unnoticed by the gaming community at large for over 2 decades. I love a good video game mystery. Speaking of which, I have a Lore Library Patreon where me and a handful of other people research this kind of stuff every week. You should join because, genuinely, the thing I look forward to the most every week. And it's how we discover hidden details in history which lead to discoveries like this ancient eyeball thing. Also, again, this discovery is part of a much bigger project, so subscribe and follow me literally everywhere if you want to see more, including Twitch, because I still have a few more Kirby games to come through in the future. Okay, that's it. See you all tomorrow for my live reaction for the 45-minute long Kirby Air Riders Direct. I'm gonna go edit a bunch. Bye!